Peace dreamers, welcome back. We're tuning in to a message, a cosmic upload that I received recently, and I was told share this message. It's a quick message, but it is deeply profound. Came through maybe around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning a few days ago, and the channel was coming through so quickly that I jotted it down a little bit, and then we're gonna kind of expand upon this message. So I'm gonna read what I have, and then we'll open it up a little bit more. So here we have a quick message on foundation. There's a call back to the roots, the philosophies, religions, theories, etc., that we once may have practiced or inhibited. There is something there for us now to rediscover. I know there may be a sense of nerves or rebellion because we broke out or outgrew that prism or box that we once were in. But I can assure you, it is not a call to stay, and it is not a regression. But in actuality, it is like a launching pad into where we are now being propelled. There may be some foundational restructuring that needs to take place now, and these are the perfect conditions to do so. So go into the root of you. Whatever philosophy, theology, or system may have most deeply imprinted or impacted your journey, and examine the truths that may still be alive within it. Make these surviving truths your foundation and expand upon them. You are now the builder, no longer stuck within the building. And underneath that, I have in parentheses, Sagittarius season. A call to examine our philosophies and our truths. Ellipses. Approach with Gemini-like curiosity, non-judgment. So this message came through in regards to re-embodying and re-examining foundations that we once, resided in. Whether this was, a religion that you were raised in, philosophies that you took on early in life, belief systems, whatever it was, as you got older, maybe you progressed along on your spiritual journey or your process of awakening. So many of us leave these systems, these religions, whatever we were kind of indoctrinated into, we leave them behind as we grow, as we expand spiritually. But the message that I was receiving is almost like, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, right? And when I was meditating on this message as it was coming through, the visual that I got was, you see a building, the building crumbles down, it's all in shambles. So you're just like, well, that's already fallen, so there's nothing there, like I'm gonna move along. But then you walk up to the building and you begin to look a little closer, and you see that there's still materials there that you can use. You look closer and you see that there's this beautiful marble that's still there, that you can use to build a new structure, that there's still beautiful wood there that you can use and apply elsewhere. Now, this visual, this vision, or this analogy of the building is essentially the spiritual faculties that we were once in, that we left behind to go explore, whatever it was that led us to our today. Now, it's no coincidence, because everything is always in divine and cosmic timing. The fact that we are in Sagittarius season, and Sagittarius is essentially the philosopher, the world teacher, So for us to receive this message, to re-examine our foundational truths, our foundational philosophies, those things that we were raised in, and to use what remains, what truth is still alive in it, to take that and build a stronger foundation We're not meant to recreate the same building or the same systems that those before us did. You know, our parents, our grandparents. We're not here to recreate what they've done, what they've made. But we are meant to use the pieces that work. Now, for me, you know, I'll get into my whole story because I've lived many lives, even in this, you know, short life. But for me, foundationally, I was raised, you know, in the church. But it was like water. It never really stuck to me. So then, you know, as I got older, you know, in my teens, I started to explore Buddhism, which led me on pilgrimages around the world, you know, studying with monks in the Himalayas. That's another story for another day if, you know, you guys are interested in that tale. But this message came through, and it was confirming what I have personally been going through the past few weeks, because in so many different areas of my life, I've been called back to essentially my roots in Buddhism. You know, I've been called back to certain mantras. I've been called back to certain practices. I've been called back to certain instruments that I learned when I was walking that path. And, you know, again, I kind of took myself out of the box called Buddhism and journeyed off, became, you know, the wanderer, the nomad, all this stuff. But I was still, in essence, implementing and still living from very many of the principles that were in my foundation. So, you know, in order for me to build and be propelled into my next space, into my next building, whatever I'm building from here on, I'm being called to re-examine my foundation, re-examine the roots that I had in Buddhism. And this isn't, you know, a spiritual call to go back to Buddhism, but it's like, what truths are still alive there, you know? And apply this to yourself, whatever it was, whether you were raised Christian, Islam, whatever it is, whatever that foundation was that truly imprinted and impacted you, go back, take another look with your new eyes, with your new heart, with your new spirit, with your new being, and see what, ego aside, you know, rebellion aside, what still rings true in that theology, philosophy, or system for you. What is still present for you to build upon, for you to build something new with, right? So this is a call to re-examine those philosophies, re-examine those theologies, re-examine all those things, again, with Gemini curiosity, with a non-judgment, with a childlike wonder and curiosity. I wonder what survived. I wonder what's still true here. I wonder what could support me as I'm being propelled forward. I wonder. So we're being called, again, to be the builder of our own lives, to be the cosmic architect of our own lives, and to see, you know, what supplies do we have already, right? So this is a quick message, but, you know, a quick message on foundation. If we want to build anything, it needs a solid foundation, right? And sometimes the materials that we need are right in front of us. We just have to, you know, sift our way through the rubble to really get to them. So, you know, bring yourself back to those roots, bring yourself back to that foundation and see what survived, and see how you can build and expand upon your truth and your personal philosophy. No one else's, just yours. So I love you, dreamers, so much. Get to examining, get to building, and it is time for you to build the most glorious temple, as within, so without. I love you so much, and I'll see you soon. Peace.